Hello everyone and welcome to a review of District Noir from Pandasaurus Games, and I was provided this for the review. It's a 2-player card game that, well, the box says 15 minutes, but I think it's more like a 10-minute game. Certainly, once you've played one game of it, you're going to be very quick on the next game. Let's go over roughly how the game plays, and then I'll give you my thoughts and feelings on it. At the start of the game, 3 cards are removed from the game, and then 2 are turned over from the deck to the market in the middle. You're then going to deal 5 cards to each player, and then play begins. On your turn, you have the choice of 2 actions. One of them is play a card from your hand to the end of the market. You have to do that 5 times in the round. The other thing that you can do once each round is take 5 cards from the market. Though, let's say there's only 4, you can still take the action, but you'd only get the 4 cards. Now, that's always the 5 last cards that are available in the market, and that might include negative points, it might include city cards, points, or the 5, 6, 7s or 8s. And we'll touch on those in a second. So let's say you've played a couple of cards, as has your opponent, then you've decided to take the last 5 that are available in the market, you're going to put them in a row in front of you, then for the rest of that round at least, you're going to have to just be taking the player card action. At some point, your opponent will have done the same and had taken the 5 cards as well as played stuff from their hand. The round ends when neither player has any cards left. You're going to be checking, because as soon as someone gets 3 city cards, there's 3 in the entire deck, well, they win the game. If that's not happened, you're going to deal 5 cards back out to each player and go again. If no one gets the 3 city cards, at the end of the game, you might as well discard the ones that you have, because they aren't worth anything. But the rest of the cards are. So you've got some positive ones, which are in green, they're just going to give you points, and some negative ones in red. They're just going to lose you points. And then you've got the 5, 6, 7s and 8s. Whoever has the most 5s gets 5 points. Whoever gets 6 gets 6 points. Whoever has the most 7s, yes, you might see the theme here, gets 7 points. And then whoever's got the most 8s gets 8 points. And obviously there's 8 8s, which means you could both have 4. And then neither of you get any points for that. It's whoever's got the most. You'll then get collection points. You'll get 5 points for each 5, 6, 7 and 8 that you've managed to get. And you're going to add all those points together, and whoever's got the most wins. So now you know how to play. It's that simple. What do I actually think of the game? Well, I kind of like the vibe that they've gone for. Let's touch on the theme first. They've gone for this District Noir, sort of this mafia sort of like look and feel. It does feel quite cool. It feels like, right, I get a reason I'm trying to get the 3 city cards, because then I've got the 3 influential points of the city. Therefore, I control the city. You're trying to get like the groups of people on side with you. That's like the 5, 6, 7s and 8s, that sort of thing. So that kind of makes some logical sense in the theming, and it means there's some quite nice sort of artwork, and it's very, very much fitting of what you're seeing on the box cover. Unlike some games which look internal of the game doesn't look anything like the external. In this, the sort of vibe really is throughout the game. The core of the game is to collect those 5, 6, 7s and 8s and try and get as many of them as you can. Well, at least you want 3 of the 5s, because then you're guaranteed to score the 5 points, because once you've got them, there is no way to lose them. And that's also true for those negative points, which is obviously bad for you. But sometimes taking from the middle and including negative points, it can be worth it. If there's a few 8s in the market at the end, and then a negative gets put down by your opponent, maybe it's worth me taking those like -2 points to collect 2 or 3 8s, because that may be going to push me over, so I'm now going to get the 8 points at the end of the round. Well, that's a great turn for me. And you've got to choose A, when am I playing my good cards, B, when am I going to take from the market, and C, do I hold on to this bad card, take from the market, then try and play it, and then maybe my opponent's got to take it because they've not done that take card action yet. And so you can be a little bit sort of sneaky and Well, that's the whole thing. It's just that one-on-one, and it's all when should I take from the middle. Now, the game itself, that set collecting, is fun, but I do think if it wasn't for the city cards, those 3 city cards, the game might just have that less of a spark to it. The opportunity to just instantly win is really, really cool. First of all, it definitely drives bad choices from the market. Oh, there's like a city card and 2 negative cards, but I really, really want to get that city card because I've got 1. If I can get all 3, I win. It doesn't matter how many negatives I've got. And you can take that and then you're sat on, like, straight away, if you get another city card, you win. Your opponent really has to be very tactical with how they play their cards, especially if they've got one of them in their hand. And you've got that sort of some knowledge because you can see what's in your hand, but you don't know what they've got. You also don't know those 3 cards that have been removed from the game. In one of the games I had for quite a while 2 city cards, and actually at the end of the game there was only 2 of them. It was one. The third one was the one of the cards we removed. But the chance of that win just adds that little extra twinkle to the game that means it doesn't fall flat because you're just set collecting. There's always something that could be better than the set collecting, if you know what I mean. There's always that shoot the moon opportunity of those 3 cards that just adds a bit of spice. Even with that spice though, well, you're probably not going to play too many rounds of the game over and over again in one sitting. You'll quite easily, and we have most of the time it's hit the table, play 1 game, shuffle the cards back up and go again. But I don't think you're going to be playing this for like an entire evening. It's aimed at that game for that 10 minutes, that 15 minutes. Maybe we play another round and we get to 20, 25 minutes. And it's a really good game for that sort of short time at 2 players. Be that an evening when you don't want a long game where you're thinking about loads of different things. It's just a nice simple one for 2 players, this, where you're just taking cards from the middle as a group of those 5, and hopefully you're going to get the set collection, but you've got that chance of getting the 3 city cards. It could have maybe done with sort of each player having a one-time ability. Maybe on one round someone takes 6 cards, but then they have to take 4 on another round, or something like that, just to add a bit of variety. But I do think it's one that, we've got 10 minutes, let's grab District Noir off the shelf and give that a go. I think that's where this game is aimed at. Those 2 players that sat at the table, not wanting to stress their brains too much, play a nice quick little card game. Enjoy it, and then maybe go on to something else. And that's where District Noir sits, and hopefully that will tell you if it's a game for you or not. Let me know in the comment section below if you've given this little card game a whirl. If you have, what did you think of it? And has this review matched up with that? If you've not played, has this review helped you decide if it's for you or not? Let me know in the comment section below, and have a city card good day.